Welcome to Shine Movement Space. Today we are challenging our inner stabilizing muscles with some slow-moving but spicy exercises for the side and back body. We'll target our lower body, shoulders, and core, and you don't need any equipment for this one except for your mat. I hope this class leaves you feeling focused and lengthened. Find yourself a place to set up, and let's get moving and shine together. Hello, thanks so much for joining me. Today we're going to start in a seated position, and you can put your feet together and let your knees fall open. We're just going to take a little side stretch because we'll be working our side body today. So we're going to lift one arm out, up and over. Bottom elbow can bend, and I want you to really press that sitting bone on the side into the mat. And then we'll come up to the center. We'll do that again, stretching over, lengthening through your side, and kind of getting some movement, side bending through our spine before we come down to our side on the mat. Good. Inhale, we come over. And exhale, gently press up. And we'll do one more. We're gonna stay bent over to the side. You're gonna fold your shoulders towards the floor. You can even round your spine just a little bit. And then we'll walk our hands to the center. We'll breathe here just for a few moments, inhaling and exhaling, sinking lower, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll walk our hands in, and let's do the other side. So we'll reach that arm out. We think out to go up and over. Bottom arm can bend. And then we exhale, coming back up to center. As we side bend, we're making sure that that hip doesn't come off the mat. So we're finding resistance within our body. Reaching out, bending side. Getting a nice stretch to start the movement today. We're reaching out, side bend. And we'll do one more, and we'll stay over. And we fold our shoulders towards the floor, reaching long as we do that. Enjoy a little stretch on the diagonal, long neck. And then slowly walk your hands towards the center, enjoying a stretch here for a few moments, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhale, and then slowly walk yourself up, roll your shoulders. We're going to come down to our side to start. We're laying flat on our side. We'll have our legs nice and long. And then in this position, I want you to really think about your hip here. Because what likes to happen is our hip likes to shift and sneak up closer, shortening our side here. So lengthen it away, really stacking it on top of the bottom hip. Very nice. Let's stretch your legs nice and long. Abdominals are engaged. And you can stay here if you'd like. This shoulder reaches away. This is good. You can bend this elbow, or if you would like a little bit more of a balance challenge, we're gonna come up to that elbow and bring that other hand behind us. Opening those shoulders, but not opening all the way towards the ceiling, if that makes sense. So you're not letting that elbow hang, but not extending too far to the ceiling. We're lifted from underneath, so our ribs aren't fully rested. They're supported and lifted by that arm pressing down. Our whole side body is working here. We lift that top leg now and lower it down. So we lift it and lower it with control. Lifting and lowering. Our leg is parallel, so our knee is facing forward. Our abdominals are stabilizing us. Our glutes are stabilizing us from the back. We lift and lower, lift and lower. That leg isn't going to go as high as it possibly can right now because the leg's in parallel. And if we kick it up really high, our spine is going to shift maybe forward or backwards. So we want to keep that nice and long and controlled. You have 2 more. We exhale and inhale, and last one, exhale and inhale. Good. Set that leg down. You're going to inhale, prepare, and on the exhale, you're going to lift both legs together, and you can add a little upper body lift as well. So we're coming a little bit lighter off of that arm. My head, exhale, lifts off of my bottom hand. Exhale, both legs lift and lower. I'm keeping that top leg reaching nice and long. Really trying to keep my feet nice and even. And lower. Exhale. Bending in one long line, so we're side bending here and not hinging in our hips. You have 2 more. And lower with control, 1 more. Lower with control, very nice. Give your knees a bend. You're gonna swing them forward on probably about a 45-degree angle. Now, watch what may have happened to this top hip here. Did it hike up? So we're gonna lengthen through our side and lengthen it away from us. Top leg is going to reach long in line with your hip to start. We're going to swing that leg forward. We flex the foot, press it back, and then point the foot, swinging it forward. We flex, press it back, and point. We try not to shift too much in the upper body. We want to keep it minimum. And important that we don't arch our back here. Shift it forward. Flex the back of your leg. Pulls that leg behind you and point. Shifting forward. Flex. Pull it back and point. Nice and controlled in line with the hip here. You may need to give that top hip a check again. Make sure it's reaching long away from the body. You have 1 more here. And flex, reach long, and point. Bring that back leg forward now in line with the other knee. We lower and lift, lower and lift. Reaching that leg long away from us as we lift. Little exhale as you lift. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You have 2 more. 1 more. Flex your foot, pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Point that foot. You're gonna bend that top knee and press. Let the foot fall to the floor. I don't want you to let your whole knee fall because that's gonna really shift your hips and bring them into the wrong position. So lengthen that knee. So the knee is kind of lifted here. Stretch through that bottom leg now. Lift and lower. So inner thigh on that bottom leg is working. Remembering that if that hand starts to hurt, you can lay down onto your side. This is just providing a little bit more of a balance and stability challenge here. Staying lifted from underneath. Exhaling to lift. Inhale, lower. Let's flex our foot now and do the same thing. Reaching long energy through that heel. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. 1 more. Lower down. You're going to bend both knees now. Stack them on top of each other. Lengthen your hip away. And then you can swing your thighs just a little bit further away. Here, we're going to open that top hip now. We're going to rotate it externally. So you open that top knee, lifting it up. We're going to extend it towards the ceiling and then flex, lower it down. It bends in without hiking up. Bends in, we extend it, flex, lower it long, energy through the heel. Inhale, extend, exhale, reach long. Inhale, extend, exhale, reach nice and long. You have 2 more like this. Inhale and extend. Exhale, abdominals draw in, reach long. And 1 more. Inhale, extend, and reach it long away. Good. Bend that knee on top of the other one. Give that hip a little bit of a tap if it needs it. And then we're going to unfold, find kind of cactus or goalpost arms, and just take a breath here. Finding a nice spine twist, a stretch through that side. Inhale, long neck on the mat. Exhale. You can kind of nod your neck no, and take out any tension that may have built up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. You're going to slowly close your arms together, come back to your side, and then we're going to rotate to our stomach here. Feet are about mat width apart here. Hands are coming underneath your shoulders. Neck is nice and long. Press your pubic bone down into the mat. Engage those abdominals, lifting, pulling in and up from underneath. You're going to have a nice long neck, shoulders draw down and back, and we hover our arms. We're going to reach those arms in front of us, and then you're going to pull your arms to that cactus shape again. You hover your arms under your shoulders, reach them in front of you, and then exhale. Draw the shoulders together, pull the arms to that cactus. Inhale, reach them forward. Chest is just hovering off the mat. Exhale, shoulders pull together. Inhale. If you want a little bit more, you can lift the chest on the exhale. Coming down to a hover as the arms go overhead. Neck is long. Exhale. Hover the chest. Pulling shoulder blades together. Keep going here, taking a break if you need one to reset. And I'm going to show an option just in case you happen to be pregnant. So if you are pregnant, or if you'd like to try this in another way, you can press hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and then we engage, wrapping our spine with our abdominals. We reach one arm forward, pull it down to the side. Reach one arm forward, pull it to the side. So same motion, just elevated. Very good. So I'm going to make my way back down to the mat. So we're hovering, we lift, and on the next one, pull those elbows back, stay in a hover here. Let your arms sink to the mat and lift. Sink and lift. Sink and exhale to lift. Sink and lift. Few more. Feeling the back of those shoulders really fire up. Nice long neck, all the things. Sink and lift. Good, and let's do one more. Very nice, hands under shoulders. You can make a little cradle with your hands. Set your head down, bend your knees, and rock side to side. Again, head can shake no, releasing any tension in the neck. Very nice. Hands under shoulders, press yourself back. Take a nice stretch here, inhaling, exhaling, reaching those hands forward and then pulling the shoulders down and back. Really stretching out those shoulders that just work so hard for us. Inhale and exhale. And then you can walk your hands in. I'm going to swing my legs over to the other side. We'll do our side body on the other side. So we're finding one long line on the mat. Top hip reaches long away. We're lifted from underneath so that our ribs aren't sinking into the mat. Abdominals engaged, bum engaged. We lift that top leg and lower it down. We lift and lower and lift and lower. We think this top leg is reaching nice and long. Try not to let that top hip creep up and lower. So we exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. And lower. Trying to eliminate the shakes, the shifts within the upper body. I know it's not easy, but that's why we practice, right? Exhale and inhale. Few more. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And last one, exhale. And inhale, lower, reaching that top leg long. We're lifting both legs now, remembering that we come lighter up off of our hands. We inhale. On the exhale, both legs lift. And we come lighter up off of that bottom arm. Lower with control. Exhale. Inhale. I'm trying to think of my feet staying nice and even and trying to keep them straight, which is sometimes not easy for me. So try not to sickle those ankles. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. If you're laying flat on the floor, it might look like this. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Let's do one more. Exhale. And inhale. Very nice. Bend your knees. Swing them to about that 45-degree position. Reach that top hip nice and long. Bottom leg reaches in line with that hip. We keep it about hip height here. That's a tongue twister. We inhale, exhale, inhale, bring it forward, exhale, press it behind us. We point our foot, inhale, bring it forward, exhale, press it behind. Inhale, we bring it forward, trying to keep our rib cage closed in the front, especially as that leg swings behind us. So not shifting through the upper body, or at least trying to minimize the shift. And point, swing it forward, flex, bring it behind. I'm really thinking energy through my leg here. So I'm pressing through my heel, trying to activate my muscles even more. Exhale. Sometimes just a little mental action can create more activation in the body. Let's do two more. Inhale. Flex. Exhale. And point. Inhale. Flex. Exhale. And point. We bring it forward. From here, we lower it and lift it. Trying not to let that top hip come up here. We lower it and lift it. Lower and lift. Abdominals drawn in, lower and lift. Few more here. Exhale as you lift. And then we keep that leg up. Flex your foot. Little pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the foot, bend your knees. Very nice. Stack your hips once more. You're gonna swing those knees just a little bit further away from you if you need to for this one. We inhale, open that top knee and extend the leg towards the ceiling. We flex, exhale, let it go long. We point it, inhale, bending it up, extending it, and then flex it long. Développé here, inhale, extend, and flex it long. As you bring that knee up here, we try not to hike the hip, so shifting through the hips. So it might be a little less range of motion than you feel like you can do, but we want to try to keep those hips nice and even. Still in this exercise. Few more, inhale, extend, exhale. Reaching energy through that foot so that knee comes towards the ceiling. We extend the leg and flex. Let's do one more. Inhale and extend, flex it long. Very nice. Bend both knees. Give that hip a tap again. And then we'll unfold, finding those cactus arms, finding a nice spine twist here. You can look in the opposite direction of your knees and just breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Let it all go. Sink further into the mat. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Few more breaths here, trying to reach both shoulders towards the mat. Inhale and exhale. Feeling nice and heavy. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let it all go. Very nice. Fold your arms together. Gently press yourself up. Find yourself back in a seated position. We're going to extend one leg long, finding one more side stretch here. We inhale, reach up and over. That feels really nice after working so hard. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reaching nice and long. And exhale. We're gonna inhale. Fold your shoulders over, exhale. Reach them toward the arm towards the floor. You can even set it down if you want. Breathing. Walk your hands to the center again. Stay here, breathe again for just one moment. You can press your elbows down into the floor if that feels nice. One more breath. And then gently walk yourself back up. Let's switch legs. Very nice. Inhale, up and over. And exhale, come back to center. That stretch feels so good after all of that hard work. Inhale. And exhale. On the next one, we inhale and rotate our shoulders towards the floor. You can set your hand down. Just feel a nice stretch and rotation through your spine and a stretch through that leg and hip. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, and then we'll slowly walk ourselves towards the center. Breathing here one more time. Neck is nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, sink lower. Inhale. Exhale. And one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Walk those hands in, come to a comfortable seated position, and we'll end class as usual with one more deep breath. We inhale. Feel nice and grounded. Exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. You can close your eyes. Inhale. Feel your heart beating beneath your fingertips. Feel nice and alive. Exhale. Inhale. I hope your body feels nice and long and lengthened. Exhale, that your inner stability muscles fired on. Inhale. And exhale, let your arms flow open, let your eyes flow open, let your shoulders roll up, down, and back. And I thank you for joining me today in this video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a like or subscribe. A nice encouraging comment that really goes a long way. You can also check the description for more complimentary classes to this one to kind of round out your movement sessions, or check the playlist. There's lots of different playlists with different props, different vibes. So be sure to have a look at that. And no matter what, I wish you a great rest of your day, my friend, and continue to shine. Bye. Sincere thanks to you, my friend, for being an important part of the beginning of this channel. Every view, thumbs up, subscribe, and encouraging comment increases connection and really does help this space to grow. Please consider following if you haven't already. I appreciate your support, and I hope you'll join me again.